The next objective that we are going to learn is how to find the degree of a polynomial and arranging the terms of a polynomial in descending order. So what does each prefix mean? Mono means 1, bi means 2, and tri means 3. What about poly? Poly means 1 or more. So a polynomial is a monomial or a sum or difference of monomials. This is an example of a polynomial. This is also an example of a polynomial. A polynomial with one term is called monomial. This is a monomial. Another example. So each of these will be an example of a monomial. A polynomial with two terms is called binomial. Here are the examples. 3 plus x, I have here two terms. Two terms. The first term here is 4y, and the second term is negative r to the fourth power. Again, I have here two terms. My first term here is negative 2x6y9, and the second term is 7x9y. A polynomial with three terms is called trinomial. 3 plus x plus y is an example of a trinomial. Another example. Here, my first term is negative 2x6y9. Second term is 7x9y, and the third term is negative xy. When identifying the terms, we have to indicate the sign. An expression is not a polynomial if there is a variable in the denominator. So, is this a polynomial? Yes, it is a polynomial. In particular, this polynomial is a trinomial. This is also a polynomial. Actually, this is a monomial. Is this a polynomial? It is not a polynomial because we have a variable in our denominator. The degree of a monomial is a sum of the exponents of the variables. Now let's find the degree of each monomial. So in this case, I only have one variable here, so the exponent of x, which is 2, will be the degree of this monomial. Now in this case, I have three variables. If we have more than one variable, the degree of monomial will be the sum of the exponents of the variable. So the degree of 4a4b cubed c raised to 1, we have to add all the exponents. So 4 plus 3 plus 1 will give us 8. Last example, if we have a constant, the degree of a constant is equal to 0. To find the degree of a polynomial, find the largest degree of the terms. So here I have a trinomial. We have to identify the degree of each term. So we have to get the degree of 8x squared, which is 2. The degree of negative 2x is 1, because the exponent of x is 1. And then the degree of 7, which is a constant, is 0. So to find the degree of this polynomial, we have to get the largest. So the largest degree is 2. Next, we have to get the degree of each term. The degree of y7 is 7. The degree of 6y4 is 4. The degree of the third term, since I have here two variables, we have to add these two exponents. So that will be the degree of 3x4 m4, which is equal to 8. Now, the degree of this trinomial will be the largest degree of the terms. And in this case, the largest degree is 8. So the degree of this is 8.
Can I just say something crazy? I love crazy.
Find the degree of x5 minus x cubed y squared plus 4. So first, to get the degree of each term, the degree of x fifth is 5. The degree of x cubed y squared is the sum of 3 and 2, which is 5. The degree of a constant is 0. So the largest degree here is 5. So the answer here is option number 4. A polynomial is normally put in ascending or descending order. So what is ascending order? Going from small to big exponents. Now what about descending order? It's going from big to small exponents. So let's try to put this in descending order. First, we have to identify the degree of each term. So the degree of this is 1, the degree of the second term is 2, the degree of the third term is 4, and the degree of the fourth term, which is a constant, is 0. So descending means going down. So we are going to start with the highest exponent, which is x4, followed by 2. So I have to indicate or include the sign of this term, which is negative 3x squared. Next is degree 1, so that's positive 8x. And finally, my constant, which is minus 4. So now this is how we write this expression in descending order. Now if the polynomial consists of two variables, so in this case I have variables x and y, so the instruction here is to put this expression in descending order in terms of x. We are going to check the exponent of x in each term. So in this first term, the exponent of x is 2. The exponent of x here is 3. The exponent of x here, well, we don't have x, so 0. Here, the exponent of x is equal to 1. So once we write this in descending order in terms of x, we are going to start with negative 6x cubed y squared, followed by positive 12x squared y cubed, and then minus 2x, and then your 3y. So this will be the descending order in terms of x of this polynomial.
Yellow, turn up! Turn down for what?
Let's have our last example. Let's put this polynomial in descending order. So the degree of the first term is 1, the degree of the second term is 2, the degree of the third term is 9, and the degree of the last term is 0. Remember that any constant term, the degree will be equal to 0. So we are going to start with y9, positive, followed by negative 3y squared, and then positive 8y, and then minus 4, 0.